What's up everyone, welcome to Profit Data. So today exactly I'm gonna talk about this quantitative finance, which is also known as mathematical finance and even as financial mathematics. So we will utilize this quantitative finance in our predicting of a stock price and trading strategies in Python, and we will gonna utilize this blender for visualization purpose. Okay, so here this quantitative finance we usually talk about when we are in trading part as a quant trading. Say we want to get in this mathematical model and utilize this mathematical model for the trading purpose. Okay, so I just this will be in a various part. Okay, so I'm gonna make many of videos on this topic, okay, covering, and we'll see like how much progress we can do in this part. Okay, so first of all I'll just take some key points on these things. Okay, so first of all we will go with the theory part and then exactly we will go with the practical part. Okay, so I just want to share you, I just read it out something for you, and we'll just take some key points, and even in mathematical finance which will be most useful, we will definitely gonna take that part and we will like gonna explain these things. Okay, so we will understand these things and try to see how it will gonna work for us. Okay, so as you know, mathematical finance, also known as quantitative finance and financial mathematics, is a field of applied mathematics. Okay, so this is a field of applied mathematics, so which we gonna use for our trading purpose. Okay, so we also gonna apply this mathematics in our trading. Okay, so one of the famous model which which have been worked on it. Okay, it is called Black-Scholes. Okay, Black-Scholes model will be there. Okay, which we will reach it out in the end. And before this getting into this part, first of all we'll just take care of this one. The Black-Scholes or Black-Scholes-Merton model is a mathematical model for the dynamics of a financial market containing derivative investment instruments from the partial differential equation in the model known as the Black-Scholes equation. Okay, so this get done from the partial differential equation. So that's what I said, like if you get in any path, okay, this mathematical finance is very much important factor, especially maths, as I say. Okay, if I consider starting as we like go our favorite part, which is moving average, we already know that it has been like prices has been added and then exactly it has been divided whatever price it is available. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by 5. So that's how we gonna go. So we'll take initially whatever it is there and total. Okay, so that's how we do with the moving average. So this being started with that thing. Okay, especially if you go with any of the technical indicators, especially if you go with any of the trading strategies, it is included maths. Okay, you can't go trading part especially without the maths. And I must say that if you are getting in trading part, say suppose if I am into this trading, and if you want to be a disciplined trader, okay, you should know maths. Okay, the calculation you should know how we can utilize, and especially I must say there will be like without these things there will be no machine learning, no deep learning, no artificial intelligence. Okay, so whatever I'm trying to give it here will be a basic part. So if you take this, it will definitely gonna help you further in your trading part. You can do it very well. Okay, especially disciplined trading. Okay, so you can take this mathematical model and convert as for your predicting prices and trading strategies. Okay, so I must say that you can go for this thing. So I just go with some of the key points, as I already discussed this Black-Scholes models. Okay, especially we will go for this derivative pricing or say option pricing. Okay, we heard of it. It's basically like one of the famous model. Okay, so it is basically need partial differential equation. Okay, so we'll definitely gonna discuss about these things. Okay, and as we know this, we go with this, risk and portfolio management. It is very much required. Okay, in this case, I suppose risk and portfolio management basically requires in our trading part. Okay, so this can be learned through this mathematical finance. So this is all. If you learn this, you will definitely gonna get in a disciplined trade. Okay, so I must say that go for these things, then go for other things, especially like these things relieve your burden. Okay, so if you go for, first of all, if you learn these things and then go for trading, it mostly like best practices will be there. I'm gonna go risk and portfolio management. Okay, so we will definitely gonna go with the mathematical tools. Okay, so I just go with the key points what I'm gonna take. Okay, especially if you get in like in your in your school time. Okay, school time maths, and especially like if you get in engineering or get in uh, any of these things, you definitely gonna deal with these things. You already dealt with these things. So what I'm gonna do is like I will gonna take that things, and I'm gonna see how, like whatever the things we have studied already, we will gonna utilize, and how, like already we have done in a theory part, and how we can do it in a practical part we'll discuss. Okay, so I'll just go in back and take it those things, and like make it a progress. So let's see what are things we gonna utilize. So we'll take calculus first thing. So calculus, originally called infinitesimal calculus or the calculus of infinitesimals, is a mathematical study of continuous change. Okay, in the same way that geometry is a study of shape, and algebra the study of generalization of arithmetic operations, same case. So in second part we will definitely gonna take differential equations. Okay, and before that we will definitely gonna go with the partial differential equations. Okay, so in mathematics a partial differential equation, PD, is an equation which imposes relations between the various partial derivatives of a multivariable function. So before getting even to this partial differential equation, we will get to the partial derivatives. Okay, so in like I will go with the sequence wise, so it will be very much you can understand these things. So even we discuss about the differential equation. So in a mathematics, a differential equation is an equation that relates one or more functions and their derivatives. In applications, the functions generally represent physical quantities. Okay, the derivatives represent the rates of change, and the differential equation defines a relationship between the two. Okay, so these things we will definitely gonna discuss. So as for derivative pricing, Black-Scholes models. Okay, and we try to see how much things we can take it for all these things for for this introduction past starting purpose. I took this part. Okay, so originally we have our own path which we will gonna take and see to that. So getting into this calculus or say differential equation or partial derivatives or partial differential equations or Black-Scholes models, you need to have some basics. Okay, so to get in basics, usually we start with the complex numbers. Okay, so this complex numbers, we will start with these things, and especially I've been already made a video for this thing. Especially I like utilize this blender thing to animate something for you, and even future we will definitely gonna utilize this blender for visualization purpose. Okay, so if you didn't download it, please Google search download blender. Okay, so if you get in these things, please download any of version which of your choice. You can download this version and you can do try. Okay, so we will gonna utilize this blender. So let's talk about even the blender part. Okay, so I have been done a video. Okay, so so we will take this thing. Okay, our blender part, and you can go, so there will be like you can go with a 2D animation or 3D animation, so you can try on whichever you want. Okay, so I've been created this video a little simple, like just for explanation purpose. So this will be one of the best thing for your for your visualization purpose, I must say. So we will take it out each and everything whatever it is there, and we will definitely gonna include our Blender. And in these things for mainly for visualization purpose and predicting, so we will start from these things. Okay, so you can go with this with the 3D part or say 2D animation. Okay, so these things mainly, as I must say that there will be an info part will be there, and mainly I must say that why I am utilizing this Blender for visualization purpose. It is free and open source, and in a backend, like you can get with Python as well, and you can divide this segment, so it will be like mostly you can understand this part. Okay, so mainly I can you can open this 3 screens. Mainly I must say that you can go with the info. Okay, so here what happens, whatever in the background, so suppose whatever we are carrying, it will definitely gonna give you an info, and you can copy paste this things for and can utilize for your setting purpose. Mainly I say whatever you do as in a global part, okay, especially which can be utilized in your Python. Okay, so now you can get with the text editor, or you can get with the Python console. So in between, like you can edit whatever you want. Okay, especially you can construct whatever you want, and you can get in with these things. Okay, so you can you can try whatever you want. So suppose if I open this mainly say info part, it is showing me that I've been opened info, and then I opened the console. So here I opened the console. So whatever editing part won't be like, because I'm doing in a local, so it won't be like appear, but whatever settings if I do, it will definitely gonna appear. So suppose if instead of draw, if I go with the edit part, and if I say suppose if I want to move these things, okay, and anywhere any part, okay, so this is how information will be contained in these things. Okay, instead of 250 this whatever this videos are there, some section part, some frame part is there. Okay, I want to start with this initial 1 point and I want to end with this 100. So especially I must say that I will go with the 100. So this is how you can do. Now you can copy these things and paste it in your console, and if you want to change it as a 250, you can do this part. So as you can see, it has been changed to 250. So this is how you can global section you can do the settings part, and you can do whatever you want. You can do the changes will be reflected in this thing, and you can copy paste in your Python console or say text editor, and can do whatever things required background in the Python. So this is just an introduction for the Blender. Let's go with the complex numbers. First we will talk before getting into calculus, we will talk about complex numbers, trigonometry. So if we'll understand this thing, so it will be basic for us, then we can move on to our calculus part, which will be differential calculus. Okay, so first of all we'll go with our with this video part where exactly I've been done some animation for you. Okay, so whatever we start in so complex numbers mainly as I say will be like an imaginary part will be there, which we say as an I, which is y, and x, which we will say as an real part. Okay, so whatever we go for like this thing, so what happens, there will be like origin will be there. So you can take it as a 0, 1, 2, 3 positive sides, minus 1, 2, 3 negative sides. So it will be like that. Okay, in between what happens is, suppose if we draw any say suppose if we from here we started and we reached a point, so we called them as an P, and whatever line will be there, it will be called as an radius. So in about like circle, about this circle, that circumference of a circle and a radius part and even a diameter part. Okay, so these are the basic things. So if I draw from this origin to this will be called a radius, and point P will be there, and then M. So in below section, what this line will be called as an x-axis, and this will be called an y-axis, and in between we know this is as a midpoint, we can consider as a midpoint, which is an M, or we can say as an M. So whatever we have been done to reach this point, say suppose if we get with the Cartesian coordinates, as you know that I have been done this vplotter. Okay, I've been done a video which I can check, like specially it's a CNC plotter. Okay, so their basic thing is already you can require, especially like this computer numerical control. These are the things required, and especially if you go with these things, there will be like x and y parts will be there. Okay, which we exactly, so to reach a destination of a point, we exactly meant for from a Cartesian coordinate which is x and y. Mainly this is in a polar form. Okay, so which we'll definitely gonna discuss how we are doing in a polar form. Okay, so we can go for this thing, so we will call as a radius. So if I say have to, there will be a formula will be there which we like consider for our polar form. Okay, so how we gonna do? So we are taking this this angle POM. Okay, so we take it this angle. Okay, so angle POM, which we can say as a theta. OP equals R. So this in this part, this OP which we say as an R. Okay, and which we from the triangle POM, how we call, like in a triangle, this is definitely a triangle. So POM is a triangle, and there is a definition for this complex numbers, as I said, like imaginary part and real part. Okay, so we need to define these things, and to do anything with the complex numbers, okay, we need to understand what is sine, cosine and tangent. To get in trigonometry part, first we should deal with the complex numbers, then we can understand what is really part it is in their trigonometry. So to understand this mathematical finance, or say quantitative finance, you definitely require a visualization and graph, and how these things get done, and how we really reaching to this part. Okay, so if in the stock prices as well, we like try to keep a line for this thing. So anywhere if you go with an analyst part, they exactly draw a line between their candlestick chart and show this is upward, this is downwards. So for all these things we required maths, and that's how we are doing here today. Okay, so we definitely required this part. Okay, so that how we can go. Okay, so let's discuss about this more. So right, we know that triangle POM is there. So the definition of the triangle, like from the triangle we'll get an OP square. Okay, and we will get an OM square. Okay, OP square equals OM square x plus y. So how we are going? So OM square plus PM square. Okay, so that's how we will go with this one. So x and y we consider with R equals. Okay, so we know as an OP equals R, so we say as R square equals x square plus y square, simple. Okay, and if we consider in a root, that is also well and good. So if I say R equals root x square plus y square, so to get in polar form, so we already know what we are doing is like we are considering this part. So in Cartesian coordinates, if we have to get in this point, so what we gonna do is like we will travel x here. Okay, and then we will go for the y. So this is how we are doing to reach a point. But for consideration of an polar form, what we are doing is like considering this radius itself. Okay, with an degree. So theta, whatever we say, will be considered as a degree. So we'll definitely gonna take that part. We'll see how it will like perform. So in Cartesian coordinates and polar coordinates, it is entirely different. So to study a graph, to study a map, so how we are going for these things? Usually this way. I mean, we got a point, like we have to discuss about the slope. So this because our calculus is originated from this part, trigonometry, we have to understand these things. So originally, if you want to move this P part, what we are doing is exactly we are getting through a radius. Okay, straight away P form rather than getting in Cartesian coordinates. So this will be, I think this will be easy, but to get in this only from the radius and with the degree, we have to understand this part. Okay, so how we are going, say, so we got r equals root x square plus y square, so we definitely required r and then theta. So we definitely going to discuss about the theta part. So here we got the polar form. So how we gonna say cos theta equals OM by OP. So you know that's cosine functions. Say if I say about the cosine, so if I have to talk about cosine, so how we are going with the cosine, you know, we say as in cos of x, cos of y. So exactly how we deal with OM. Okay, OM by OP. So x by r, x, so here it is x by r. So OM by OP, OM by OP, this is meant for the cos. Okay, so OM by OP equals x by r, x equals r cos theta. So this is how we got our x. Okay, usually in Cartesian coordinates, what happens, we are getting with our simple rule, which is we are getting x and y, we are moving x and y to get this point. But what happens in our polar form, we only got our r and theta. So we've only got this r from O to P, how much points, say 13, 10, whatever we got. Okay, 6, 5, whatever we got, some O to P. So r will be given and only theta will be given. Okay, degree. So we can analyze this only two functions from this angle. Say, so suppose if we take a protector or any kind of a thing, so we got only these things. From this part we have to realize this x and y, which is very much easy. So suppose x and y coordinates will go, but it will be a lengthy part. So to reach direct, we have to take in some consideration. So that's what we are doing right now. And for sin theta, how we are going, PM by OP. So what we are doing is like PM by OP. Okay, so this is we are doing. For cos theta, how we are going, like you know, OM by OP, and for these things, for sin theta, PM by OP, which will be y by r. Okay, so y equals r sin theta. So we got r and then sin theta. So this will be like, you know, as I said, complex numbers. So how we deal with the complex numbers, we deal with the x, which is real part, as I already said, and y will be our imaginary part. And you know, this part what we are discussing, x and y. So in y, what we consider our price. In x, we consider as a time. So you have to understand this things. So how, you know, if I said about the Cartesian coordinates and the polar coordinates, so we are reaching to destination. So this is our point. So from like you know, we are getting some point from like, you know, from buy in a high, buy in a low and sell in a high. So that's how we are doing. I mean, we have to get in some part and then we have to get in these things. So all you have to understand. So x is like definite, we know this time part. Exactly, it is moving a continuous, like, you know, we get to know 2021 will be there, then 2022 will be arrived. So this is like, you know, this is a real part, and imaginary part we never know how the prices will be taken. So that's how we deal with x, which is real part, and y, which is I, we will say as an imaginary part. So how we consider z equals x. So what is our x? R cos theta, plus what is our I, y, I imaginary part is r sin theta. So that's how we are getting. So z equals r into cos theta plus I sin theta, means it is our polar form. Now two things you have to understand. You have to understand is like getting only like, you know, in a simpler form. So how we are deciding this you know, 0.5. So how we are taking, so r into cos theta plus this I sin theta is of in polar form. So you know, two parts will be there. So how we reach a destination, either we take as x and y, so a particular form will take, otherwise we will move from origin to P directly. But we have to consider, for calculation we need to get in with x and y. So this is a simpler form. So you know, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and if you have given any direction, will be like, you have to go straight, then take a left turn or right turn, so it will be easy for you. Now this is a shortcut, so O to P. So now you should know two things, especially if you get in with stock prices as well. Okay, so if you are considering this part and you have to get in this point a line straight away, if you consider a slope for these things, so if you are considering a line, say polar form or Cartesian points, you need to know. So however you go, this will be two things will definitely require, a Cartesian part and a polar part. Okay, so this is how you do. Okay, so this is how, like, the universe resolve around, and this is how we take it out and we consider our Fibonacci levels. Okay, and pi and so many things are there which we will discuss more. So let's complete this complex numbers. So how we did, we got this part. Okay, and we will move further. Okay, so right now to get in this destination is not easy to get in from O to P. It will definitely not in easy part. Now what happens, there will be a quadrant will be there, 1 2 3, there will be a minus part will be there, and we'll definitely know this risk and portfolio management as will be there. So suppose some prices goes up and then comes down, so we have to like get in this circle. We have to get in this circle and we have to realize this our real part and imaginary part, and we have some, so from some formula we are exactly revolving each and everything. Okay, here, there and there itself. Okay, and if you open up, there will be like straight line will be there where we consider pi to pi. Okay, so this is how we are going on, so we need to consider then and there itself. So complex number will be very much helpful because our globe and our universe, so this is how we will consider. So as I said, real part, imaginary part, so we'll get with our 1 0. Okay, so I just open with our one more this image which is of our this coordinates which I am talking about. So as I already told you, like if we have to consider something, we consider some point wise, like we get in some point 0.5 or 0.3, anything which could be there, and we consider some degree. So this is how we are moving. So this is the trigonometric functions which we relate today. We will take it from here. Okay, so as I said, like this, what happens, a sine will be there and cosine will be there. So we further will talk about in a trigonometry part, and even this complex numbers I will definitely gonna continue, but we have to consider these things originally we have been originated. So first of all you have to understand this complex numbers and this unit circle. Okay, so that's how we are going. So now what happens, there will be, if we consider this first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant as universe revolve around, so this will be a plus side. Okay, as I said, 1 2 3 will be a plus side, and this will be a minus side, and this will be for y part, this will be plus side, and if we prices go down, minus side. So this is how we are considering. So this will be a positive side, and if we get in second quadrants, this will be minus, and if we go right side, that will be a plus. And if we consider in a third quadrant, everything will be a minus for this side. For this side, everything will be in a negative side, and then we consider up around, then will be a plus and minus. And how originally we are getting, say 1 and 0 for cosine and sine. Okay, so for cos comma sine, so this is how we originate. So if we get in with this here, cos comma sine, 1 comma 0, 0 comma 1, minus 1 comma 0, 0 comma minus 1. So this is all we evolve around, and originally in polar coordinates we definitely consider with the positive side with plus numbers. So each and everything we have to consider, and we have to reach a destination. So in further part I will explain this thing. So right now you can take it this part. Okay, and how we evolve. So you have to remember these things and all, first quadrant, second quadrant, third and fourth. So this is how we evolving. So this is you have to remember. Okay, and the main part will be this. So suppose why I am considering this plus and minus. Okay, so if you get in end part, we exactly know there will be like degrees will be there. So if we consider this angle, this will be 30 degree. So cos by sine. So if we consider in this part what happens, our 30 degree, as we consider in a radians, it will be pi by 6, and we if we evolve it will be a 360 degree will be there. Okay, so 30, then 45, 60, 90. So this is how we are going for these things. Okay, so if we consider these things, so if we take it out this part, so 90 plus 30 is 120. So this is how we are getting. Okay, so if we get with 90 plus 45, 135. Okay, and 90 plus 60 is 150. So this is how we are considering. We are reaching a maximum point with this complex number itself. Okay, and radians will be pi by 6. So this is degree, and this will be radians, and cos by sine. So if we consider this cos by sine, whatever their functions is, if we consider cos pi by 6 or say sine pi by 6, it will be root 3 by 2 and half. Now what happens in our this polar form, what happens, each and everything, this cos and sine value will be the same, but what happens, our plus minus only will be changed. Okay, so these things how we take. So if we take it, this will be a positive side, as I already told. Okay, so if we are considering this part, okay, as I already told, this will be a plus side, first quadrant, then minus plus. So how we are getting minus and plus, and there will be functions like other cos and sine value will be the same. So if we consider this table of sine and cosine, so if we go with sine, means like cos by sine will be there. So cos 0 is 1, sine 0 is 0. Okay, so if you get in table, if you want to remember these things, this will be easy for your consideration. So you can imagine these things, and there will be a table will be there. So cos by sine, so if I say cos 30, it will be root 3 by 2. So in our table we consider as a root 3 by 2, and for sine it will be half. So if we consider from sine 30 half, I mean divide by 2 is the same for everyone, then 1, 2, 3. So from root 1 it will be there, so it will be same. You can consider root 2 by 2, root 2 by 2, root 3, just added. So 1, 2, 3, simple, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's it. And then you have to remember this quadrant. Okay, so if we get in this thing, say this part, if we get in so what happens if this part, if we consider as minus of something value and plus of something value. Okay, so from this degree and this value we reach it out this sine and cosine functions, okay, which we understand later, this part how we are dealing these things. Okay, for right now this is for your consideration, so try to take it out, try to remember these things. So your radians, if you take it a calculator, it will be very much simple. So you can consider this radians and just form it out this stuff, and for your calculation it will be easier reference. So if I say 1 0, so it will be like cosine and sine for 90 degree, it will be 0 and 1. So this is how we go, minus 1 0 0 comma minus 1. So this is how we do some changes, and we are good to go. Okay, so this will be plus plus, okay, plus plus, then minus plus, okay, minus plus, okay, minus minus, then plus minus. So this is how we talked about earlier. Okay, so if you have to remember real part, imaginary part, just evolve a circle. Okay, considering this by saying, as you have to remember this 30, 45, 60 and 90. So that's how we do. Okay, especially if you consider this last part, okay, 30, 45, 60. So this is enough, x and y. So if you remember this, further you can form. It will be like sine changes, and this sine 30, if you consider in your calculator, it will be easy for you. So anywhere if you sit around, you will be easily, you need to note it out these things, because our whatever calculation will be there, whatever our trigonometric whatever values will be there, will be whole dependent on these things. So I must say that just remember these things, just remember this angle 30, 45, 60 and 90 degree. Okay, just these things, remember these simple things, and you can just take it out, whatever these things have been talked about, quadrant, you have to remember this plus and minus sign. So these two circles, if you remember these things, you can construct anywhere these unit circles. Okay, because already like if we get in this from 90 to 180 degree, so circles, this is like 0 degree, so at level this will be a 0 degree, and if you go straight it will be a 90 degree, and one more if you consider this by side 180 degree, and this will be a 270, and then finally it will come closer 360 degree, and this is how it will evolve. So 180 if you consider plus 30 210, 180 plus 45 225. So from only for few of things, if you remember this originally, you can construct all of your unit circles. Okay, so this is how we are going. We are converting this degree to radians, then cosine and sine, you know what to do. That's it, enough. If you remember these things, it will be good to go. Okay, so one more thing which I must say that you need to remember in these things is sine, cosine and tangent, which we discuss in our trigonometric identities. Okay, so before this you should remember this part. So I am definitely going to continue in other videos about trigonometry. So this things you should know. So we will definitely going to go with the trigonometry, which sine, cosine and tan. So we will definitely going to evolve each and everything from this itself. So you should know unit circle. So how we can involve, so this is our basic things will be there, and further we will continue from this thing itself. Okay, we will take it and we say how sine, cosine, tan, and how we consider for our sine function, how we take formulas, derivatives, each and everything. Okay, so I must say thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe, and if you have any doubt regarding this video, please do comment below. If you have any other queries or requirements, do contact us via WhatsApp. Thank you.